Okay, so now we have our IEP created and we're going to work on the next few pages. The next one is called IEP Student Info. So you're going to, underneath IEP, you're going to continue to flow down through each of these areas. So click on IEP Student Info. Most of this you won't need to change, just like many of our other documents. This information pulls in from Synergy and should be up to date. But if you do see errors, also make sure you talk to whoever your secretary is that does your Synergy enrollments to see if you can get something changed. So this all looks good, so I'm going to leave it. Another way to navigate through here is obviously you can click here, but you can also click using these arrows. They're at the top and at the bottom. You can hit submit if you change anything, or submit and next will take you to the next page. So I'm going to use the arrows and I'm going to go to the page called Residency Information. Again, most of this is typically usually the same. This information is pulling in as well from Synergy. So if they are a resident of a different district, it should be accurate. If not, please again connect with your Synergy secretary. So I'm going to click to go to the next section, which is IEP Guardians. Just like most of our documents we've talked about, this should also be pretty accurate. If not, you can click Update Current Guardian and possible new information will come in from Synergy. You can click and edit if something is wrong with the current guardian and then hit Submit. Or you can add another guardian. This is really important if, say, there is an error in Synergy, but you are trying to send out this IEP today, and it's not Synergy isn't going to update the information, guardian information, until tomorrow. You can manually add another guardian, type in their information, hit submit, and then when you click on guardians, you'll now see that they're both there. So then when I go to do other parts of the document, and when I go to finalize everything, this person will also be on there. Then this person will also be on the prior written notice when I work on that part of it. So you can add other guardians and you can delete. So there are situations where you may see a foster parent's name come through here and they are legally not the ones who are able to sign. So you may want to delete them. Hit delete and confirm delete. You may want to delete them so that they are not their name is not on the legal document. Number one, for their security, but number two, because they legally don't have signing rights to the document. It might be one thing that they attended the meeting, but they're not the ones who legally can sign. So I'm going to move on. Guardians look good. So I'm going to go to our progress reporting methods. How will progress towards the annual goals be reported? You can either type information in here, or we have a drop down that are some frequently used statements that staff have asked us to enter. So I'm going to go with 2 times a year in the form of the annual IEP and then the written progress report. And then you also are required to say when. Is it going to be at the same time as general education or is it other? So we're going to go with general education progress reports and hit submit. Again, I could hit submit next, go to the next page. I can use the arrows or I can continue to go down. We're going to go to the next page, which is federal setting. This is a drop-down box. So click the federal setting that the child will be in. Many of you will have charts to help you figure out the federal setting if that's needed. Click the federal setting and hit submit. Some of you may have a student that partway through the year will be switching federal setting. This happens often. Well, either you know that there's a change of programming coming at a certain time, and this IEP might reflect a student getting a certain amount of services and then in 2 months decreasing or increasing services, so federal setting might change. So you may need to enter that. Or in some situations, such as age, the age of the child can change them from being in an early childhood setting to being more up here in our other settings that are for kids that are over 6 and 7. So you might already know their birth date, or you do already know their birth date, and you know that their federal setting will change at a certain point. So you may be entering a second federal setting. So hit submit. And the next and the last one I'm going to show you is the disabilities. Sometimes this will be selected for you if their eval report was in here and it showed what they qualified for on the evaluation report. Other times you may have to come in and check it yourself. So check the appropriate primary, and you can also select multiple secondary and hit submit. And that's the first half of the pages of the IEP.